Guys, welcome to What's Barking Local. It's great to be with you on a special day. It's
Yay.
Tuesday afternoon instead of Wednesday. It's because the cosmopolitan star of our program, Pattie Boden, is hopping an early morning flight tomorrow out of to Hotlanta to have a good time at a trade show. Before we welcome Pattie to the show, let's give you a snapshot of what the program is about.
I don't know if it's a really good time. We're going to be pounding the pavement and power shopping for Christmas toys and fun things for dogs and cats and people.
You bring a good time anywhere you go, Pattie Boden.
I'm probably going to try since it's in Atlanta.
What's Barking Local, guys? The water cooler of everything animal in Charlottesville, Central Virginia, and Albemarle County for more than 17 years. Animal Connection has been the #1 all-natural pet store in our community. And I think on that note, let's welcome Pattie to the show. We also have the executive director, the fabulous Angie Gunter on set
Angie's
as
in the
well.
house.
SPCA, Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA executive director. Hello, Angie.
Hello.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It's great to have you. Pattie Boden, the week that was at Animal Connection, please.
Right. Well, I think everybody survived July the 4th with the thunderstorms and the rain and the fireworks, and it kind of sounded like a war zone down in Belmont. So I'm glad there was enough CBD oil and rescue remedy and good things like that to keep the dogs safe and sane. So, that was kind of a relief to get over that. We're in forward mode. This week we're sponsoring Pups and Pints along with 3 Notch Brewery. They're having a yappy hour on their patio every Thursday during July. Hopefully we'll get them to extend it through August. But there's going to be beer specials. There's going to be lots of treats for the dogs. And, just come and meet other people that like dogs. They're going to have dogs on the patio. Make sure they're friendly. Make sure they're not on a retractable leash. You want everybody to be safe. But, it's just a mix and mingle. You never know who you might meet.
Pups and Pints throughout July on Thursday at 3 Notch.
Yeah.
And I think they are undoubtedly one of the most dog-friendly establishments in Charlottesville.
Absolutely.
They also have fantastic beer. Also, the brains behind the Big Dog Blondale.
That's right. We're already talking about when the brew is going into the vat. So that'll be the first week in September for the Big Dog Blondale. We'll be doing a video to launch that little process, and you can put on your calendar Thursday, September 26th, for a launch party for the Big Dog Blondale. Will be on tap, and we'll be selling it through the week and through Dog Fest, and a portion of the proceeds are going to go to the SPCA again this year. They're very generous at 3 Notch Brewery and big supporters of the rescue. So, 3 cheers for that.
We're excited on that note to welcome this fabulous person,
Yay!
Angie Gunter, to the program. Pattie Boden, the introduction, por favor, of Angie Gunter.
Well, who doesn't know Angie? She's the executive director of the Charlottesville SPCA. She is tireless, fearless. She wears 1,000 different hats, and she was our first guest when the show debuted. Gosh, was it January?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. So anyway, we're just going to do sort of like a midterm and see what's going on. Who's being adopted? What kind of projects are going on? And just, hey, let's just talk dogs and cats with Angie.
I love it.
See what's going on.
Her second rodeo on What's Barking Local, Angie Gunter. We start with the flip book of your life. Who is Angie Gunter? The person, hobbies, passions, interests, what you love to do.
Yeah, what are you doing this summer?
What I'm doing this summer is working.
Me too.
So right now the hobbies have taken a back seat. I stay really, really busy with the SPCA, but I love it. So my passion is animals, so it works out. It works out beautifully. I was able to visit Maine this year with Beth Marcus, who I understand is coming on your show. So I was able to go to her house in Maine, and Suzanne Kogut was there.
Oh, boy.
The former executive director here. So that was fun. So there was a little mini vacation. But
nice.
Primarily, Pattie and Jerry, I still just stay busy with the SPCA.
I love it. Nathan Good says the CA, SPCA, a phenomenal organization. One of the things that I love about making your passion your profession is, sure, some days it feels like work, but most of the time you're getting paid for doing what you love.
That's exactly.
And I think you embody that. How about some of the aspects of your job that you absolutely love to embrace?
So, I mean, I really do love the fact that we get animals into good homes, and just watching the staff get excited about the work they do. I mean, there's always the tough times, right? When you have bad days. I mean, it's animal welfare where you see some really difficult cases, but more often than not, it's positive.
Right.
So it's exciting, you know, when this is your passion to get animals into homes, but to also see the staff celebrate what they're able to do. So I'm a people person as well as an animal person. So combining that, it's really just uplifting and rewarding.
You guys have the most fun page, because I have never seen a group with so many fun promotions. I mean, even if it's just day where maybe there's black kittens, I mean, who knows what it's going to be, but you guys have some really creative adoption promotions. I think it's really fun.
So I have to give credit, and I need to give credit to Mariah Good.
She's watching right now.
Oh,
she's our
what's up,
marketing
Mariah?
director. She's our marketing director, and she is the brains behind that. So I cannot take credit for those things,
Right.
but she does an amazing, amazing job. I was telling her the other day that we had these 2 beagles adopted, Mallard and Midge, that lived in her office that were really shy, and I was semi-sad when they got adopted, because she did these wonderful posts about them. She did a tea party that I watched over and over on YouTube. So she does
With
these
Mallard and Midge?
So Jerry, there's my personal life.
There
right?
you go.
Oh my
There we
God.
Tea parties with animals. I love it.
Come
Angie.
on. I mean,
There's worse things you can do.
Our good buddy Dave Warwick is watching right now, the brewmaster at 3 Notch. Guys, give it a like and share on any of the Facebook pages that you're watching. Turn that whole segue into the first sizzle reel. I thought it was phenomenal. How about this, Angie? The SPCA. You have so much going on.
Yes.
And I think we know a very easy answer is to go to the website or follow on Facebook, because you guys do phenomenal work there. Just give us a snapshot of what's transpiring at the SPCA.
So the big event that's coming up next is Critter Ball. So as far as a big event, but Jerry, to your point, go to the website, because I can no longer keep up with everything that my staff is doing in terms of give back events. Like, it's amazing, and I give credit to Chelsea Mitchell for that.
She's watching.
Every week there's something new, and so I tell Mariah, let me know where I need to be. It's kind of where we are. So I advise everyone to visit the website. They do send out emails too, giving a cap of, hey, here's what's going on this week. So that's going on. We're moving in a direction of expanding our foster program. Again, our big focus is to get more animals in homes. And Jerry, you know, I can't help myself. I have to throw out a stat. So we've adopted out over 1,500 animals this year as of today, and that's the biggest number ever on record for this time, same time
Congratulations.
in a year. So that's really who we are, just trying to get animals into good homes.
Nice.
And working with rescue partners and pulling animals from shelters where they would be euthanized. So again, it's still the big push, and groups like Pattie, like you, doing things for us that allow us to do this from a financial perspective, the give backs, the promotion.
These give backs are great, and it takes nothing to organize, really. I mean, if you've got like a spare afternoon where maybe you want to build some business or do something different, or a day, do a give back. I mean, it really will reap some rewards. I mean, every little bit counts, and you'd be surprised.
It adds
how
up.
much good it does, right?
Nancy Gwynn, welcome to the program. Beth Dunlop
Nancy.
Marcus says, tell Angie I'm watching. Beth, I just did, and thank you, Beth, for sharing the feed. We also got a share from Lindsay Huffman. Thank you, Lindsay, for doing that. How does the position change from, say, season to season? Is there change? Do you have a busy period?
You know, it's interesting because I really believed January would be a slow period because I was accustomed to being the development director when there's a lull in fundraising at the beginning of the year. And this year I realized there is no lull in the executive director position. And, you know, we're a growing organization. We just finished up kennel renovations, and we're looking to an expansion for the facility, and planning that is all-consuming.
What kind of expansion? Can you say
a
little bit?
Pattie, I mean, I'm working with the board of directors to determine how, where we want to go. I certainly have my ideas in mind, and I rely a lot, I'll just say it, with Richmond SPCA. I admire what Robin Starr has done there with her pet retention program. So that's a really big deal for me too. She has a behavior center, training facility, I should say, as well as a clinic.
Nice.
For the community that's for low-income families, as well as if you adopt from them. So I'm interested in things like that. I certainly can't speak for the organization at this point to say exactly what we're going to do, but I'm very interested in those things and focusing on pet retention, as well as putting animals in homes and then keeping them in homes.
Right. I mean, the training just helps keep them in homes longer.
Does.
I mean, if you
training
get
and medical
right.
as well.
You want a healthy animal. You want a dog that knows how to sit, stay, come when you call them.
Sure.
And and that's just a really good start to a good relationship.
Yeah.
How about a spotlight of the team? And I want to throw this to you. And you're humble, and you pass the spotlight to your team, and you have a fantastic organization in your corner and great support. I want to give you some props and embarrass you a little bit. I think the Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA is more mainstream than ever. I love the events that you guys are doing. Everywhere I look, I feel like I see something about the Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA. Maybe spotlight the team and the efforts of the organization in totality, and how you're moving forward for a common goal and a common mission.
So I would say, as far as spotlighting the team, we have various groups, correct? We have our clinic that's just off the chain incredible. And they are doing so many things, right? They're caring for shelter animals. They're providing public spay-neuter.
Right.
And they're also offering compassionate care clinics, which we've doubled in number. And that's for our low-income families. So,
and microchip.
The microchip and rabies clinics are once a month. So that's the clinic. So that's just one portion of what we do. Then I have Heather Sullivan's been with the organization for 13 years, and she knows everything, just the institutional knowledge. She's worked in every department in the shelter. So she really keeps the place just running smoothly. And when there's an issue, she handles it. So I have, as far as my direct team, Lindsay Huffman, that oversees adoptions, fostering, animal care. And I rely on her to expand the foster program, because we know that's the future, right? It's wonderful to have a facility, but we know that animals are better off in homes. So even if it's temporary, in a foster is so much better. And Lindsay also oversees the transport program, which has expanded exponentially.
Nice answer, Angie Gunter.
Yeah, and Mariah Good. I've talked about Mariah, who's marketing, and Chip Sawyer's handling development. So Mariah has me here today and, scripts what I say.
That is not true. She's coming up with this on the fly, which is to her credit. Turn that into a highlight reel. Angie talking about the team in totality was so good. And I'll tell you what, talking about our team, Harris Tolber, he just sent me a text and he goes, I have some photos of the critter ball and the bow wow walk.
Okay.
So we can feature those on screen when we throw to you the critter ball first and then the bow wow walk. The show is yours, Angie. Yep.
So you want me to talk about both of those?
Please.
So we just, as you know, we just finished up. Well, not just finished up, but Bow Wow Walk was in April, and it was our most successful thus far. We raised over $90,000. We still have actually money coming in for that, and pledge money. So amazing. Hopefully we're still going to hit $100,000 on that. Most walkers ever. I think it was around 500. Chelsea will probably correct me if she's watching to tell me the exact number.
Let us know how many, Chelsea, on the stream. I'll relay it on air. She is watching.
It's a super fun event. So Chelsea will be able to give you that exact number. But it was an amazing event, so much fun, and so wonderful that Three Notch, they hosted the after party and did a give back for that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have Critter Ball coming up again, September 19th. Big shout out to Len and Dean at Pippin Hill for hosting us again this year. And they make it so that we're able to have it there. And it's financially beneficial for us. They do so much for us, so we're actually able to raise money for that event. We just have 3 tables left to sell for sponsorships. So,
and people can buy general tickets too.
Pattie, that's like a point of contention. Something I may have to change in the future. We do not at this moment have tickets available, just because we only have 3 tables left.
I mean, this is gorgeous. We're showing it on screen. This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So maybe
Pattie, you will be able to come to Critter Ball without sponsored a table. Don't worry, we have a seat for you, Pattie.
Sizzle reel that right there. Critter Ball and Bow Wow Walk.
Pattie likes parties.
Yeah, I know you do. The party follows you, Pattie.
So we have for you and your guests.
Guys, give the show a like and a share on any of the streams that you're watching. People are watching very, very closely right now. Let me throw this to you, and we will queue up the video for National, is it Kitten Day?
It's
Yay.
National
Tomorrow.
Kitten Day. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So get that video ready to go. And then, Angie, National Kitten Day on your radar. Talk to us.
So National Kitten Day is tomorrow. We are having a special, $10 for kittens, which we rarely do anything like that.
Great deal.
It's a great deal. These kittens are altered. They are microchipped, vaccinated, have received a wellness exam. It's a really good deal.
And adorable.
Yeah, and adorable. We're also going to have a station set up so when folks come, they can learn more about fostering and our TNR program. So there'll be someone in the lobby to talk about that. But, you know, I think what folks forget, because we talk about dogs so much, is that, I know it's great, is that we have more felines in our care by far than dogs. So one of the things that I want to do is really reduce our length of stay for cats. So I really encourage people to come take a look at our cats, our kittens, like you said, Jerry, tomorrow, or Pattie, tomorrow is National Kitten Adoption Day. And then Pattie, they can come to you and get some food.
That makes you happy.
It does.
Harris Tolber, why don't we cue up the video? Are you ready to fire that away? All right, play it at your leisure and then count us back in, my friend. Thank you, Harris Tolber. He's a fabulous director. Just played that video. I know National Kitten Day gets you very excited, Pattie.
Oh, boy. I mean, what's more fun than a kitten? I mean, and I love seeing them go to new homes. Except for there's somebody I know on the eastern shore of Maryland that cannot have any more kittens because she's got 8 already.
Really?
So, and
8?
you know who I'm talking
That's
about.
a cat lady.
So, yeah. So, you know. So, I'm not going to name any names, but she's watching, and I know.
$10 adoption.
Yep.
Fabulous deal.
That is a great deal. And they're going to be healthy and ready to be in homes. And, gosh, celebrate the kittens.
Now, you mentioned, and I'm just curious here, you mentioned that there are a lot more cats for adoption than dogs?
Yes, right now, our gosh, it sounds like a terrible word, our inventory, though, it's probably double cats to dogs.
Wow.
Dogs just move faster. They just move faster. It's not that we don't have dogs. They just go out of there much faster than the cats. So it's something I'm looking into, like, why is that, you know? So I think that we just had our Freedom Special this past week for July 4th. We do a free adoption for that week. And I forget the exact breakdown, but I think it was 50% more dogs went out than cats. But
And
it's
that's
wonderful.
a nationwide statistic too, right?
It
Wow.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And I don't want to specifically cite the nationwide statistic.
Sure.
I would need to look to make sure. But
Right.
yes, overall, there's just the cat population's greater. But it's still, in our situation, the dogs have a rough time being at the shelter in those kennels. And our cats are so
They're just
spoiled
chilling.
by the volunteers.
They're like in a hotel.
man.
They're a 5-star hotel.
They're in a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
They live better than I do, you know?
Every time I go to the SPCA, which is often, I feel like it's improving. It's getting
thanks,
more
Jerry.
like luxurious or like looking newer. I'm just so impressed with like the efforts that you guys have made of like just making like the nonprofit and the organization better every time.
Absolutely.
you.
Don't you?
It's nice in there. I tell you, I don't want to go back to the old days, but the old days, you know, it was, you know, trying to be upbeat, but it wasn't as upbeat as it is now. You know, it's not as sad. I mean, maybe that's not the right word, but I mean now there's a lot more hope, and you can almost see it in the animals. You know, they know they're being well cared for.
Well, I've been here since 2000, and I remember going to the SPCA in 2000, and where it's at now versus 2019, and I'm saying this, you're not saying this, I'm saying this, okay? I'm saying this, it's night and day.
Oh, thank you.
The energy is
I mean,
great
the
in
energy
there.
is so positive, yeah,
Right.
so positive and like magnetizing.
And the
I mean,
animals feel it. They
yeah.
feel the
Well,
good energy.
And the
Right.
volunteers and the staff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got friends that are routinely saying we're going to go to the SPCA to walk dogs and just like have a good time. I mean, put all this in perspective, like this evolution of the organization.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Talk to us about like the way it's like how you've seen firsthand how like that positive energy has gotten better and really like radiated through the SPCA.
Well, it's something that I'm extremely passionate about, and my staff knows this. I want folks to come there and feel welcomed. I think I said this the last time we met. You know, if you don't like people, you shouldn't work at the shelter because every animal is attached to a person. Mm-hmm. So we've got to be welcoming to people because we need people in order to get animals out of the shelter and into homes. So one of my big focus is trying to create a very welcoming environment. And I'm sure there's times it doesn't feel like that maybe, but for the most part, I hope it does, and I appreciate that feedback, and that's certainly where we want to go with the organization. We're appreciative of everyone that does everything for us. You don't have to be a major donor for us to appreciate you. If you adopt an animal, if you drop off some towels, anything, it's wonderful. You know, I commend Mariah for the Peaceful Pets event she had on July 4th. That was her idea.
I wanted to ask about that because I was, you know, I want you to tell more about that event, but I'm also curious to know if any of those visitors that came to sit with the dogs that night, did any of them express any interest in maybe adopting the dog they were looking after that night? Or,
you know, Pattie, I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest, but Mariah said it was one. I mean, she should be the one saying this, not me, but she did say of like it's top 5, like one of her favorite things that she's done in animal welfare. Just that the community was so engaged. It was her idea. I told her to run with it.
Explain for everybody what happened.
So she came up with this idea to have folks come in on July 4th because we know that's a time that animals are truly frightened of fireworks. Terrified.
Yeah.
That's right, Jerry. Terrified. So the stats show for us, and I mean this would be again, Jerry, nationwide, but for us, July 5th through July 7th is our highest stray intake, and it averages about 30 dogs. Wow. So we know it's a rough time for animals, right? Particularly dogs. So Mariah had this idea to get the community engaged and have them come in and sit from like 6 till 10 o'clock, and they would either whatever they wanted to do, read to the dogs, play music, just hang out with the dogs, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, of course, anything. And so that helps our cats as well, because if the dogs aren't barking, then the cats can relax. Mm-hmm. And, you know, one day the vision would be to have the cats and dogs completely separated so the cats can have some peace, right? So it was her brainchild, and what a great idea. And it seems like the community was so happy about it. And just because, again, sometimes folks can't foster, they can't adopt, but it's a way to give back. And this is something we want to continue because of the positive feedback that we received.
We have that stat that you're looking for from Chelsea. She says, I am working, Angie. And she says, tell Angie
Chelsea.
Over 550 Bow Wow
How about
walkers.
that?
So you were really close.
That's close.
Yeah, you said over 500.
I did.
Yeah, so you were right on point.
There you
550 Bow Wow walkers. Give the show a like and a share. Angie Gunter is crushing it right now. Lindsay Huffman says, so many kittens. Come get one, maybe even 2. They're absolutely adorable. Give it a like. Give it a share.
You know, they're good in pairs. If you get one, it's no trouble at all to have 2.
Yeah.
Right.
See, Lindsay really wanted
Get a
to
whole
do
sack
2
full.
for 1 special, but I'm like, everyone may not want to. So
2
she's
for
still
1
pushing
out of
her.
10.
BOGO.
She's still pushing her agenda.
right now on
Yeah,
the show.
she's pushing
Good
it.
work, Lindsay.
Branding.
Let me throw this to you. So we're at like the halfway marker for the year. I mean, right into July. What can we expect in Q3 and Q4 at the Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA?
So we can expect a higher number of adoptions. We have a goal of, we had a goal, and I don't think we're going to hit this stretch goal, but we had a goal of 4,000 adoptions. I think we'll be closer to 3,500. So that's like a big focus, which will be the highest number on record. We want to expand our foster program, and we're saying next year, but I think we can do it this year. We're at 604 active fosters. I'd like to see that get to 1,000. We want to do more with our Fido field trip program, and that's where you take a dog out for the day just to walk. Pattie, maybe we could get someone to bring a dog over to your store and get it groomed.
Hang out with us.
Like, come get a bath, right? Like, just come hang out and get groomed and have a good time. So,
I think we can work that out.
yeah,
I think we
that
can
would
do
be
that.
that would be like a little outing and make it more adoptable, right? So. those things. And then, Jerry, for me, it'll just be looking into the future with the board of directors. I have a great board of directors that's really trying to help me out with planning the future of the shelter with an expansion. So I guess for quarter 3 and 4 for me, that's going to be the big things.
I love it. I love it. Sizzle reel that. That's the third one. Q3, Q4 for Angie Gunter. We are 32 minutes in. You guys have crushed it. I feel like it's felt like 3 minutes.
It has.
I mean, you guys have done so well.
It's all fun.
Final word. Pattie Boden, what are you thinking here?
Hey, well, just do what you can to support the SPCA. Get on their Facebook page, get on their webpage, see what's going on, and if anything, just, when they're having these give back events, go. I mean, it's so easy just to do a little bit of something. And stay tuned for Dog Fest coming up because they will be there. They'll have their caravan.
We'll
there,
bring the caravan.
Right?
Yeah.
And dogs that are going to be adoptable, maybe some in Halloween costumes. Hopefully, we have the big costume contest. So, stay tuned. See what's going on.
I love it. And you're taking a trip to a trade show.
Oh gosh, yes.
Leaving tomorrow. What
Power
can we
shopping.
expect from that?
I have no idea. I like to go to
This is the Christmas inventory, right?
Well, I've already done the things for pets.
Okay.
So this is now gifts, pet-related things for people that are going to be unique and different. That, I like to go and find things that nobody else has got, and something, stretch it out a little bit too. And it's possible we're going to be doing the second trade show in Las Vegas in August. I'm kind of hedging on that one, but maybe.
I think you should.
Maybe. It depends.
Okay. You're a busy gal.
It depends. We'll see.
We'll give Angie Gunter, Executive Director of the Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA, a final word. Anywhere you want to go, Angie.
So I would like to say, Pattie, I think your event is wonderful that you host, the Pet Fest.
Thank you.
So I hope everyone does participate. We are looking forward to it. And I guess just thank you so much for having me on again. And
You're a natural.
Oh, thanks, Jerry.
We like to check it. We'd like to know what's going on.
Oh, and and just a big thank you to this community. I know how fortunate I am. And Jerry, I love the compliments you give me, but honestly, I know
genuine.
amazing executive directors that don't have communities that are supportive, and it makes it so tough. So I'm just in a really lucky position to have a passion that I'm able to follow, and I'm just so grateful to this community for allowing me to do it, and for us to be able to save so many animals. And this community should be proud for what we're able to transport in. The animals we're able to bring from local groups that otherwise would have to euthanize. So I'm just happy about getting the animals into homes, and grateful to you guys and everyone that allows us to make this happen.
I love it. This was the easiest show ever.
See?
You guys did so well.
We don't need you now. It's just,
I'll peace out.
Angie and I are going to have our own show. We
So,
can go on vacation now.
easy. Guys, thank you kindly for watching. It's a special edition of What's Barking
That's
Local.
right.
We are back Wednesdays at 3 o'clock next week.
That's right. We have. You want to know who's coming?
Sure.
Oh boy, you guys hang on your hats. Rita Mae Brown is coming.
Rita Mae Brown.
Author.
Hey, tell us who that is.
Oh, she's the author of all the Sneaky Pie Brown movies. She is master of foxhounds at Oak Ridge Fox Hunt Club. And boy, has she had some adventures. She wrote Ruby Fruit Jungle back in the day. So, and she's an awesome Phillies fan. So, get on the show with us and talk about baseball if you want. She's kind of outspoken. She's going to be big fun. And let's see, the week after that, I'm going to be out of town, and my boyfriend Conrad is going to have the show along with Bart from the High Tour, and they're going to talk about
Bart.
dogs
Good
and
guy.
outdoors and things you can do. And then Beth Marcus is
talking
coming on
about
after that.
fostering.
And she's into everything.
She is. She
helps
keeps
with
me on my
several
toes.
groups, right. So she's just a breath of fresh air, and she's lively and fun, and it's just going to be great for the community to get to know her. She's
one of our board members.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love it.
Best
I love
foster
how everybody
ever.
is like 3 degrees apart.
Yeah.
In Charlottesville.
Right.
It's one of
Yeah.
the things I love about Charlottesville. This show was easy peasy.
Yeah.
What's Barking Local Wednesdays at 3 on the I Love Seville Network.
That's right.
We will see you next Wednesday for what has turned into the water cooler or the epicenter of everything animals
I
in
still can't
Central
believe you say that.
Virginia. Enjoy your afternoon, everyone.
Love it.
Good work. Good work.
Yeah.
Nice.
So good. So good. So the next thing we got to do is take a photo.
Yeah.